Hi. So here I'd like to try something a bit fun, a bit random. So I'm not sure where to put this or how to upload this as. But I thought I'd look back on some old versions of my website, which I kind of let fall apart, falls by the wayside because there are other avenues of getting my work out. I've got socials like Instagram, my this YouTube channel, and TikTok and so forth. I've got my link tree, which will link to my merch links and my socials. And writing a little bit of a bio of myself isn't really that necessary. So I've got the gallery sorted out. I've got through socials, and I've got the link tree to for the links to the things I want to promote. So I don't really need to pay money for a website anymore. So the Web 2.0 thing worked out that way, which is supposed to be an integration of website and the social media. I just took the website out of the equation. So, but here I'm going to look back to some old versions of it. So to do this, there's a site called Wayback Machine, which you go to the URL of archive.org. So I'm going to put in first. I'm going to put in what my old website used to be under my old name, which is jonathanbaker.com. Let's see what comes up. I want everything to work. Here we go. And we've got some that go back all the way back to 2001. Quite a bit of a way back, and we'll see if there's anything that's actually usable. Because sometimes it doesn't show up a complete iteration of the website, snapshot of it. So usually after the time there'll be a lot of things like images missing. But I'll have a look at this snapshot of February the 2nd, 2001. There you go. Wait for this thing to work along. As you can see here, the images haven't turned up, which shows how bad from the design I was doing back then, but I was still learning. I clicked here to enter. So let's see, and this is actually now February 5th, 2001. And here we have. Oh, this is what back then. What I was doing was the image. I was using image map as a form of navigation, which you can see that whole idea falls apart once if the image doesn't load. This is when I first started doing. Originally, my collage of the week was based on what I just put up a new. I put up a new collage every week on it, and that's how that came to. Then I translated it into the YouTube channel. I don't think there's going to be any usable images on any of these. And one thing I did here was we've got some, and I did a thing where I would give away for free wallpaper designs of my artwork. So to download, click on the wallpaper you want, and right click on the full size image, so wallpaper. So these would be wallpapers on people's on people's desktops behind their icons and everything. So let's see if the full size image. Yep. And I totally forgot about this image, this particular collage. I can't even remember what it's called. I have to look through all my old files. Yeah, that's an old one. I totally forgot about. And this shows the size of the screens at the time, 793 by 600. So, yeah. And this is a familiar one, if it loads up, the Chamber Capitalism piece. I have to see. Oh yeah, it does come up. So that's good. That was a little 820 by 62. I think it's designed so it could actually sit in the middle, and the screens were bigger that time, but this way it was a happy medium that sat and it would just sit in the center. So you'd have the piece of artwork would be like there, and all the other stuff could be around, and that way it would fit either all or none. And that one didn't turn up. So let's have a look at another date, shall we? Let's go to let's let's try. See what this does. I think what this service does is it scrapes the internet or takes screenshots of the internet over the years. Um, so then you can look back on stuff. Like I said, not everything ends up being saved. So let's try a different thing. Oh, 2024. This is curious as to who's using my thing at this stage, because I stopped using that probably around 2012. So let's have a look at 2024. See what this screen capture says. I dread to think, actually. Whatever's up here is nothing to do with me, because there are other Jonathan Bakers out there. Ooh. Whatever it is, it's nothing to do with me, and it's taking ages to load, so I won't bother with that. So let's try 2007. There's a high percentage of crawling dates. So let's try January 27th, 2007. The quality of the website will undoubtedly be better than what you just looked at before as well. So let's see. And unfortunately, this takes a while, or can take a while. So, and I'll be going into I'll skip this intro. It's when I was for some reason I was using Flash intros back then, but it was this was I mean I'm going to be going in at one point. I'm going to be going into my feelings on art galleries, and oh, this style sheet in here hasn't worked out at all. Hasn't loaded. Let's have a look at the galleries. But the this was my basically using this instead of art galleries, because I'll go into that in another video. But I'll be talking about how I don't my feelings about art galleries. So yes, not much fortunately is loading here in this one. Like I said, it's very hit and miss as to whether things actually nope, it's not been archived. Hit and miss as to what actually gets archived on here. So let's have another go. Let's have a look at another year, shall we? Let's try sometime in 2008. Oh, actually, no, try 2011. Hopefully, there'll be more there. February the 8th. Try that day. Now, this one might take a little longer to load because, or maybe not. I was getting more heavily into learning proper web design back then. That's why you've got the. This obviously looks a hell of a lot better, as you can see. And this is when my only merch store was Zazzle, and oh no, before then I had Cafe Press, but I kind of abandoned Cafe Press a little, to the point where Zazzle used to do calendars. So there, and here you have the collage of the week. Still say this was not actually really a collage. It's or not. It's the one I was talking about, my John Yates one, where it's I'd taken the thing from that picture from that poster. There's no way unless it's the American way. I put it over some soldiers going to war. This is back when I had a Twitter account, and it was like a macro that it would basically load in recent tweets, but they shut down. They shut the stuff become a lot. After all, their stuff came a lot less open source. This is way before Elon Musk bought Twitter, and so that went away. And I also, as you probably know, I shut down my Twitter account once Elon Musk bought it. So we'll just have to wait for this to load up. If the galleries do load. And here we go. This is now looking, by this point, it's looking a lot more as far as what kind of artwork I've used and the structure of things as to be a lot more like what ended up when after I changed my name and I redesigned the site and called it Art Pirate. This is why this was always there. And I decided to be clever and have different images, header images for each page. Let's see if this will load up. Nope. I don't know if this is because it's a JavaScript gallery. That's one reason why it may not load. Let's see. Oh, it's not a JavaScript gallery. Unfortunately, it hasn't turned up, which is a shame. Let's have a look at the commissioned one. Oh no, you did a little trick there where it tilts a little as you click on it. This is the kind of thing I was doing, and so back then social media was kind of in its infancy. So you did, so they weren't as powerful. The social media companies, if there were any, they weren't as powerful as they are now, and weren't as you couldn't do as much with them. Nowadays, you don't even need to for a small, certainly for a small business thing. You do not need to. You do not need to create. You do not need to create your own website anymore. You can just do it on like a Facebook page, so forth. Um, so, and if you do, you don't have to do all the thing now if you learn web design because I've forgotten a bunch of it. And when you've got services like Squarespace, you don't really need to know it so much anymore. You just pay if you can pay a little, then it's you can just have the thing make it for you almost. And unfortunately, full size one, um, full sized cover for this HC single cover. They did split single, and it says here as coming back to me, they wanted artwork and highlighting the theme of violence against women. So I'm doing this on my laptop, so I can't bring it to you, but I can. It is. I do actually have it next to me. So that's basically what you had with that. With that, let's see it. Try another year, shall we? So let's go back a bit further. Let's go to maybe try 2006. That I wanted to show you was one of the last ones where before it went over to the Art Pirate one, and I'll show you that in a minute. And again, we'll try February 8th, 2006, and see how bad this looks. But at the time, I was thinking, yeah, this is looking pretty good. But if you look back on it, it's certainly not as good. Well, this isn't quite so bad. But after a while, I learned that these splash pages, landing pages, aren't really that good because it's not very good to when it comes to searching. It doesn't tell the search engine anything about who you are. So less people link to you, then it's very difficult for people to find you. And this isn't too bad, all considering. So how much of this will actually load, I don't know. Yeah, the layout's kind of falling apart a little here though. Let's see what happens when I click on galleries. There's a lot of galleries there. So for some reason this didn't go past 2004, even though it was made in 2006. But here we go. I don't even know if any of these are going to load. Doesn't look like it. Right, so let's have a look, see what it says about Art Pirate, shall we? Before we go. This just gives you an example of what I used to do to try and promote myself. So, and I had the colour motif that you find on the cover for the art pirate book, which I've stuck with quite a bit. There was usually a black background with at that time red text, but I learned that actually that's can be a little hard for people to read, so I did then turn to black and white text. But now I'm after the end, I started using like a white background, plain white background black text because it's just easier for most people to read. And still went most well black and white motif though. Oops, typed it wrong. Let's start again, shall we? Let's see. So the first year that you actually have some of these is 2013. So let's have a look. I mean, it hasn't been saved that many times in 10 years. Only 25 times, which is rather strange. Or maybe I don't know if Internet Wayback Machine was just becoming a lot less active then. I don't know. The site's still there, but the server usage just huge. Oh, this is an early version. Obviously, this is the early first version of it. So, I mean, this is pretty good. And so I was talking about some of the things that I did, like there's just a collage up with t-shirts, and I was trying to ship out as a web designer. And I had these bits here where you could share. And this was some kind of plugin. Let's go to the collage art. And that magazine there was an online magazine, through a company called Issue. Oops, and this is with this is a free service. Obviously, after a while these pop-up ads turned up, and they didn't originally. That's why I used this particular one. This is merch people I used at the time. The word ands and the mine, certainly the word ands has gone. Maybe the my site, I think my site has as well. And just added a load more. And the social, Twitter's gone. Obviously, I think the Flickr might still be there, but I'm not sure. So after this point, I was using the same kind of really stock images for my galleries. There you go. And this is what I meant by a JavaScript gallery. And this is far enough ago that or close enough ago where this kind of thing will still show up. You still have some of the images, which is good. That's from a magazine called Scratch that I did some couple of covers for, and this is a free thinker. That's a magazine that gave me that advice about where when I got threatened with legal action by the Watchtower people. And this is around the time when I started using this image a lot for headers. You see that you've seen enough of my if you've seen enough of my online presence that I use that a lot consistently. That and the art pirate symbol. They will consistently turn up because it's I have them. It shows brand some level of brand recognition. There's a bit of laziness involved as well. So, but you have that barcode one. You have variations of that in different sizes, all all across. I've got a whole folder which got loads of different sizes of that. So let's see what this looks like. Oh, again, the style sheet has not worked here. So let's try again. And obviously this, like I said, this site was crawled a lot less than the original one. And they were going for reason similar times. In fact, this one's was going for longer, but I have to see why. So that's a bit of a look into what I was doing with my sites, and let me know if you like that. Like, share, subscribe. The description has my merch links and my socials, and I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.